wondrous Ash, grant us our wish. Make the tales true, and burn this world away. My lady must see flame, and you have only to show her. You are Ash, are you not?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Ghostly French Toast, and today's Lore video is going to be on Sister Frieda from Dark Souls 3. So, enough dawdling around, let's dive on in. Sister Frieda is very much like us. She's an unkindled who tried to link the fire. Unkindleds are basically people who have tried to link the fire but failed. And unlike us, she failed. And this causes her to become forlorn and seek the painting. But who was Sister Frieda before she tried to link the fire? Sister Frieda was basically a part of the Sable Church of Alondor. We meet, and the Sable Church of Alondor has three basically rulers. Yuria, we know, she helps you become the Dark Lord in the Dark Lord ending. Yuria, who's the eldest, not Yuria, Frieda, who's the eldest one, and the second one we don't really know. But in the end credits of the Dark Lord cutscene, we kind of see another person that looks like Yuria because she has Yuria's garb on. So that may be the second one, we don't know. But anyways, this caused Sister Frieda to go try to link the fire because, not link the fire, like usurp the fire, because the entire goal of the Sable Church of Alondor is to basically get rid of the link in the fire, right? So she tried and failed, and this caused her to basically leave Londor. And if you don't know what Londor is basically a city of hollows. And it's somewhat functional because in Londor, the only thing that's keeping everyone kind of sane, not really, is their worship of the church. And we see in item descriptions, like, I'm having a blank on the name, sorry. We see in item descriptions that the church was probably the most powerful thing in Londor. So after Frieda left, Wilhelm, one of Frieda's most loyal, loyal knights, basically resigned. And something that's interesting to take note of, the Onyx Blade. So the Onyx Blade is in the description is basically saying that it's a gift that for someone resigning. And Frieda gave Wilhelm the Onyx Blade. The weird thing about that is, it's like a departure. The Onyx Blade's basically a gift for departing people. So Wilhelm left also. So that kind of doesn't really make sense with the lore. My guess, it means like Wilhelm's departing Londor because we see him also forlorn and in the painted world of Ariandel. And this is actually where the story starts to pick up pace. So let's begin in chapter 2. We don't really know what created Ariandel, but we kind of have an idea. In the painted world of Ariamis, at the end, there was Priscilla. Priscilla was basically a half-breed of Seath and Guinevere, who Gwen didn't really fond of because Gwen didn't really like dragons. So the painted world of Ariamis was basically created to cast away anything that can give some semblance to threaten Gwen and the basically ruling of light. So Priscilla was cast there. And at the end, we see this tower-like area. And one of the most mysterious bosses, I think, in Dark Souls 3 itself is Gravetender. Because we don't really know that much about him. We know that he was a skilled warrior. We don't know why he's protecting the grave. We don't know who's the grave, and we don't know why he has a big wolf. Personally, I believe it's just an homage of Sif and Artorias, and because it basically is, but still. And when you get into the arena, you see something quite familiar. You see the tower that you fought Priscilla in, and when you basically get to the rotted area under Ariandel Chapel, we basically see that it is basically the arena, and there's a pyromancer in there that drops the 40 pyromancy spell. And it's a terrible spell, don't use it, but it's a tough NPC fighter. Anywho, we see that it might have evolved as time went on. The Ariamis painting might have evolved as it got more people and different things like the Corvians. It might have evolved into the Ariandel. So that's just the basis of Ariandel itself. Now let's talk about Frida and how she changed everything up. So once Frida and Wilhelm basically arrived at the painting, they kind of snuck their way into power with the good Father Ariandel. And the thing with Father Ariandel, the Corvians don't really see him doing anything wrong, because they say he's the good father after all. And I personally believe everything was actually quite fine, and until Frida came along, because in the Corvian settlement, everyone seems very depressed after Frida, and we see that the Corvian knights basically enforce Frida's law and try to kill anyone, if that makes sense. And we see a miracle from an unkindled, so Gale, we see a miracle in the chapel, and we see 2 Corvian knights defending it. This could imply that there was another unkindled here that was using miracles from Gwen. So I don't know, that's just my personal take on why the Coronas over there, Way of White Coronas over there. So anywho, after Frida took power, she basically tricked Father Ariandel into basically getting himself locked up and losing all his power. And we see Frida's basically grasp on powers, taking control. We see the Corvian Knights being established, because the Corvians used to be all friendly, and now they're all racist, I guess, if you want to call it that, because the Corvian Knights are Corvians after all, and they're killing their own. So, that's a thing. And once the Unkindle arrives, Frida knows Father Ariandel knows it's too late for his painting, and he's actually happy. But Frida doesn't want to lose her power, because she already lost her power before in Londor. So why would she want to lose her power again? So she tries everything in her might to basically send the Unkindled away without having to start a fight, because she knows the prophecy is that if 2 Unkindles clash, a flame will ignite and burn the painting away. And that's what the Corvians want. They want the flame to burn away. And that's what Father Ariandel also wants as a final FU to Frida after basically locking him away. So, once Wilhelm is dead, after he tries to stop the Unkindled from reaching the Painting Girl. The Painting Girl's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about her sometime later. And once Wilhelm's dead, all that, once the Unkindled makes his way into the chapel and fights Frida. Frida's trying everything in her might to make sure that there's not this big conflict that burns away the painting, because we see in the first phase, she's not that aggressive. She's more trying to stay back and not fight, because we see with her invisibility, she tries not to fight. And this is where Father Ariandel's final FU comes in, because Father Ariandel knows if 2 flames ignite, the world will rot, and he doesn't want the painting to go away. To be honest, I don't think he cares for Frida as much, because Father Ariandel's constantly in pain, and the only thing that can soothe him is the flail. And once Frida dies, he's like, you know what? Screw this painting. Let's set it afire. So he basically revives Frida, and this is where the fight begins. And after Frida dies for a second time, this is where the Unkindled part comes around. The Unkindled, basically, this is the start of the burning of the painting. Frida's black flame of humanity basically bursts out of her body, and basically shapes her fighting, and now she's a lot more aggressive, and you can tell. Because in the first 2 phases, she was trying not to get the painting, that was an explosion sound, if you couldn't tell. But now, she's giving it all her might, because she's ticked. So, and that basically leads to the downfall of the painting of Ariandel. And hopefully the painter, once you bring her to Dark Souls, she can paint a new painting called Ash. So, yeah. Thank you for watching the video, and hopefully you enjoyed. See you next time. Ghost of French Toast. Bye.